Right now at 10, an Oklahoma farmer fears for his livestock with the current weather conditions. Plus, we'll find out why hundreds of fish in a pond in Wichita, Kansas suddenly died. And the Shrine Bowl is back in Pittsburgh with fun activities for all. We'll take you there. The KOAM News at 10 starts right now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Bella Line. 3 Joplin police officers are on paid leave tonight after an officer-involved shooting this morning. It happened near Cunningham Park, according to the Joplin Police Department. Officers on patrol noticed a vehicle with a driver unconscious inside. A run of the tag came back with the vehicle listed as stolen. The officers then boxed the car in so the man couldn't wake up and flee.
After multiple attempts were made to get the driver to exit the vehicle, the driver attempted to leave by ramming our vehicles. Altercation continued and an officer-involved shooting occurred.
The man in the vehicle is in the hospital in critical condition. The Missouri Highway Patrol is conducting a criminal investigation into the incident as an uninvolved third party. It sure has been a hot last couple of weeks. Sam Lane joins us with the forecast.
Thank you very much, Bella. Yeah, it's been extremely hot across the area. In fact, records have been set across a large part of the country, including Joplin, and I think tomorrow we may tie the record for tomorrow. This afternoon we made it up to 102, which was not the record, but it was close. 105 was the record back in 2011, but of course we were way above normal of a 91-degree high, and we're expecting temperatures to be toasty for the next several days. Radar pretty much clear all evening long, and it's going to stay that way for a little bit longer, but there is some hope on the horizon, and you can see that on the radar up to the north. You can see some severe weather going on in southwestern Iowa, extending on down into southeastern Nebraska, and then snaking all the way down into eastern Colorado. This is all firing along a cold front that is going to be moving in our direction. It's really not a cold front, it's more like a cool front, but hey, we'll take it any way we can get it. Temperatures right now are still in the upper 80s to right around 90 degrees, including Joplin with 89. Cool spot over there in Monette at 84, and Stockton currently checking in with 80 degrees right now. All right, let's take a look at the drought because it's been very, very dry across a large segment of the United States, including Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, and a little bit closer in view of our area shows everyone is dry, and even some parts of the area is experiencing some severe drought. So hopefully we have some rain in the forecast for our farmers out there.
All right, thanks, Sam. Record temperature highs across the country have led to a lot of adjusting for people. Vendors in the 4 states that attended farmers markets have had to adjust to the heat. Vendors at the Pittsburgh Farmers Market say problems that they have faced have ranged from drought to sunburned produce.
Having to water our fruits and vegetables has become a very big priority, and it's also become very expensive to do that in many cases. But then in some other cases, we have issues with food or some of our fruits and some of our melons and things like that are getting sunburned or getting spoiled.
Crawford County is under a heat advisory until tomorrow evening. Extreme heat continues to bake parts of the country. In Oklahoma, one farmer says heat and drought are killing his livestock. He fears it will only get worse as the heat wave continues. Amanda Gilbert has the story.
Even the animals are frustrated at Bill Cook's Bixby Farm as they grasp onto the dwindling water across his property.
Typically, the water level's up to here. It's about maybe 35, 40 inches lower than what it typically is.
Since last week, Cook bought almost $2,000 worth of water and cooling units.
You have to do what you have to do in order to take care of your animals.
But some of his livestock has died, mainly chickens and ducks.
They just can't get cool enough. And like I said, we can't get cold water to them.
He's worried about losing his larger animals.
They'll stay most of the day in this area right here because of the shade.
And Bill says the llamas are especially distressed because of their longer fur.
Typically, what they'll do is when it gets hot like this, they'll go in the pond and they'll just stand there and they'll get down on their knees so their body can get all wet. But as you can see, we've just about lost the pond and I have no way to get water to it.
Bill says this problem isn't new to town.
It's been going on for several years. Last year, we were out of water for 3 days, the year before for a couple of days, and so it's an ongoing issue. Now it's just become emergent.
Urgent, as he worries about the next hot week ahead.
The city of Bixby announced Friday evening that a pump to help solve the water problem has been delivered. They expect it to be operating by tonight. Residents of one Wichita neighborhood are cleaning up after hundreds of fish died in a pond. Some neighbors are stepping up to help the remaining fish by creating a fountain with a pump and an air compressor. They suspect the heat has killed more than 1,000 fish, but that has not been confirmed. Some neighbors believe blue-green algae in the water also was a factor.
When the water level drops, then the oxygen content drops also, and then the heat with the really hot over 100-degree days, that really takes the toll on the water.
Schmidt has contacted pond experts in the Fish and Game Commission to get an answer about what caused the fish to die. Don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get the update sent straight to your phone free of charge. It's available in the Apple Store and Google Play Store, the KOAM Skywatch weather app. This morning was the Shrine Bowl parade taking place in downtown Pittsburgh. Both East and West teams were in the parade along with Kansas Masonic All-State Marching Band and cheerleaders, classic cars, clowns, and much more. The Kansas Shrine Bowl is a nonprofit charity raising funds and awareness for the Shriners' children. The Shrine Bowl started back in 1974. Their motto is, "For the kids, more than a game."
This is all about the children, and with tonight's game, it doesn't matter who wins, who loses. The main idea for this whole thing is for the children, and to see the community all come together, raise the money for these children is just, it's very heartwarming.
Angie said that the players for the game are nominated and then chosen based on not only their athletic skill, but their sportsmanship. A heads up for anyone going to Joplin City Hall starting next week. Starting Monday, the west entrance will be closed for 6 weeks. A new and improved ADA accessible ramp is being built. In the meantime, all visitors and employees are asked to use the north and east doors. An ADA entrance is also available in the east doors. Time now to honor another four-state hero. Napoleon T. Jacquinot served in the United States Army from 1962 to 1965. While in service, he was stationed in Berlin, Germany, and his hometown is Girard, Kansas. We are proud to call Napoleon T. Jacquinot our four-state hero. To learn about other heroes or to submit a hero of your own, just go to our website, koamnewsnow.com. Coming up, an entrepreneur from California has hatched quite the business plan of renting out hens. A new government report shows Americans aren't happy about their recent flying experiences. A Department of Transportation report says airline complaints nearly tripled in May compared with the same month 3 years ago. May's top complaints were over refunds and cancellations, delays, and other flight changes. If you've ever had the dream of having fresh eggs every morning, a new business venture might just be the thing for you. An entrepreneur has hatched a new business plan that involves renting out egg-laying hens. As Cornell Bernard reports, the customer reviews are extraordinary.
There's been a lot to cluck about on Eric Strother's urban farm in Sebastopol.
They're very lovable.
He's talking about the ladies in his hen house.
They all have their own unique personalities.
All those pecking personalities are now available to rent.
Well, I've been kind of searching for something fun, kind of a side project, you know, in this world of side hustles that we're in right now.
Is it okay if I take some eggs?
Strother, who works by day as an archaeologist, has launched Rent Backyard Hens, a chance for folks across the Bay Area to become temporary at-home chicken ranchers.
You know, I figure this is a really good opportunity for people to just try it out. If they like it, you know, they like having the hens and stuff, I can come and pick all this up and they can start their own, you know, setup later.
He will personally deliver a chicken coop and 2 egg-laying hens anywhere across the Bay Area.
It takes them about maybe 10 minutes to lay an egg. They lay an egg every day.
There are some pre-screening questions to make sure you and your rent-a-hens are a good fit.
You know, do you have a dog we need to worry about? You know, is your fence or your yard fenced?
And yes, all of the backyard hens for rent have names. Meet Betty 1, and Betty 2 is around here in the yard someplace.
Gertrude, Etta, Amelia, a lot of E's.
And I love eggs, and I thought what better way to have fresh eggs every day. And
Kelly Citron from San Francisco rented her coop and hens 2 months ago.
they have character and personality. They're super smart. They escaped from the yard into the neighbor's yard.
The hens are available for 1 to 3 month rentals. Prices range from $175 to $475. While the new business venture may ruffle a few feathers around here, one thing is not negotiable. Eddie the rooster is not available to rent.
Family Dollar is recalling more than 400 products from many of its stores due to storage at improper temperatures. The voluntary recall covers a wide range of items. The products include name brands like Colgate, Dove, Old Spice, and Tylenol. The FDA says the discount retailer mistakenly shipped the products to many of its U.S. stores in May and June. Customers can return affected products without a receipt to stores where they were bought. Later, we'll find out more on NASA's upcoming moon launch.
And everybody wants to know when this heat wave is going to end. I'll have the answer for you in the forecast in just a few minutes, so stay tuned. And the streak of hot weather just continues rolling on with temperatures above 100 degrees across a large part of the area once again today. You can see that on our tower cam, Indigo Sky, we got the 7, there we go. We got the Sky Cam there at the Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. A pleasant evening out there. Not a whole lot going on, but that's going to be changing. We do have some changes in the forecast, and I think it's a welcome change that everyone is going to enjoy. But we still have to get through the heat for a little bit longer. We have heat advisories in effect for southeastern Kansas and southwestern Missouri. And don't worry, folks in northeastern Oklahoma, you're not going to be left out. I'm sure that the advisory will also be issued for your area tomorrow. I wanted to take a look back over the month of July. Look at this. Temperatures above normal, 21 days out of this month, only 2 below normal, including today we had the high of 102, and that's 5 days in a row of 100 plus, and I think we're ready for that streak to end as quickly as possible. Temperatures this evening are still very warm, upper 80s to right around 90 degrees, including 92 in Neodesha, 91 in Independence, a little bit cooler down to the south and east with 87 in Bella Vista and 80 degrees for our friends up in Stockton. All right, let's take a look at the dew points because that's been helping us at least feel a little bit more comfortable out there. But the dew points are increasing, so the humidities are going to start to rise, and that's ahead of a cold front that's going to be dropping down from the north and west. So the stickies are going to start coming back because once you get into the dew points in the mid-60s, it starts to feel a little bit sticky out there. All right, when you do factor in the dew points and the temperature right now, it still feels like in the lower 90s out to the west, 89 in Webb City, and 80 degrees up in Nevada. Currently right now in Joplin on a range line camera, you can see it's a very pleasant evening, 89 degrees. It feels like 89 in Joplin, and that's because the dew point is 62, giving us a relatively comfortable humidity of 40% right now. Lows tonight are going to be in the upper 70s here in Joplin, mid 70s in the outlying areas such as Yates Center with 74, 74 over in Eureka, 78 degrees though down in Bartlesville. Radar has been all cleared this evening, and it's going to stay that way for a while. You can see though some clouds starting to move in from the north and west, and that's a sign of what is to come. We have a cold front up to the north and west, and right now on radar you can see severe storms up in Iowa, stretching on down into Nebraska, northwestern Kansas, into eastern Colorado. This is ever so slowly going to move in our direction, and that means tomorrow we're going to see more heat in our area. But notice, here's the front. It starts to make its way down from the north, and then as we go through the afternoon, it barely limps through our area, not really going to affect our temperatures all that much. 102, around 103 here in Joplin. Then the front kind of washes out. The models are forecasting a pretty good chance of showers and storms, mainly for our northern counties as we head into Monday morning. But then that front goes away and we get right back into the heat box with a high of around 100 on Monday. And into Tuesday, we're looking at 82 degrees for your low. And then as we head into Sunday, we're seeing that record tying 103, and then on Monday 101, 102 on Tuesday, and then 100 on Wednesday. And then we start to see more normal like temperatures the latter part of the week into early next weekend. So it looks like we may have broken the back of this heat wave, Bella.
Well, good to hear.
That's very good news.
All right, thanks, Sam. All right, today the fire danger at Yellowstone National Park is rated high just weeks after destructive flooding. Jonathan Vigliotti gained exclusive access to the park's hardest hit areas and shows us why some repairs could make things worse.
Unfolding tonight inside America's oldest national park, an urgent push to repair catastrophic damage caused by last month's historic flood, fueled, scientists say, by rising temperatures. CBS News was given exclusive access to Yellowstone's northern entrance, where the nearly 150-year-old Highway 89 now looks like this.
This is one of 4 sections that was severely damaged by the flood event.
Wow. I mean, I've covered a number of mudslides, roads disappearing. I've never seen anything quite as extensive as this.
Park Superintendent Cam Shawley says repairing the 2-mile highway could now take up to 5 years and by some estimates cost as much as $1 billion with help from the Army Corps of Engineers.
Ideally, I'd like to see this canyon restored ultimately. You've got to be cognizant of what the future threats could be.
But rebuilding the road may not even make sense. There's now concern that erosion in the area is so bad, parts of the canyon wall could collapse.
The National Park Service says most of their properties and surrounding towns are now impacted by climate change, from rising sea levels in Florida's Everglades to drought-fueled fires in California's Yosemite. Business in Yellowstone's northern gateway communities has plummeted.
Everybody has been incredibly resilient and pushing through and trying to figure out, how do we keep going?
The park is now adapting to the loss of a major access road.
We're driving on what used to be a very narrow bike trail. Crews are now turning about 5 miles of it into a temporary 2-lane road.
Yellowstone's temporary mountaintop road will open to tourists by November. Rangers say it may even replace the historic Canyon Highway.
Is it possible that people will no longer be able to drive down this road again?
Very possible. Okay, there's no question climate change is occurring. We've got a long way to go to figure out what steps are necessary to ensure that we're adapting properly.
A long and new road ahead for an iconic landmark. Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News, Yellowstone National Park.
KU men's basketball players are in Frontenac this weekend.
Yeah, the national champs are helping coach a camp. That story coming up. Plus, West faces East in the 2022 Kansas Shrine Bowl. The highlights next. The Joplin Outlaws have won the South Division title for the first time in program history. But before they look ahead to the playoffs, there's one game remaining on their regular season schedule. Joplin plays their regular season finale tonight against Sedalia. The Bombers hold off the Outlaws 7-6. Joplin will be back in action on Tuesday, hosting a playoff game. It's day 2 of the all-area fantasy basketball camp in Frontenac. 8 KU men's basketball players are helping coach this year's camp. Today and Sunday are open for 3rd through 12th graders. They ran through drills and played scrimmages with the national champs as their coaches.
I knew it was going to be a great camp. It's going to be a great opportunity to meet KU players and give us a bunch of tips on how to get better. Sean and Kevin have been teaching me a lot on how to handle the ball and take care of it.
I was on Bobby's team, and he just seemed like a really great guy, really competitive, but yet was great and joked with us and just had a great time with us. So that kind of meant a lot to everybody.
The 2022 Kansas Shrine Bowl is finally here. Some of the top football players in the state are showing off their talent tonight in Pittsburgh. West faces East at Carney Smith Stadium. 8 local guys are on this year's East team roster. Westside in the red zone, Gerard's Brecken Troike makes a big 4th down stop. West turns it over on downs. They quickly get the ball back. Ashton Villa Gomez gets the easy pick. And that sets up this. Lance Hofsimer takes it around the far side for a touchdown. 6-0 West. This game all defense though. Chanute standout Colton LaCrone flies in for the tackle with teammate Daniel Brown. That forces the West to punt. It stays 6-0 at half, and this one goes down to the wire. For the first time since 2001, the Shrine Bowl ends in a tie, 10-10 the final. Arizona Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray signed a huge contract extension earlier this week. The former Oklahoma Sooner agrees to a 5-year deal worth $230.5 million. That makes the two-time Pro Bowler the second highest paid NFL quarterback annually, behind Aaron Rodgers.
All right, so that makes me wonder, where does Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady, where do they stand?
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is right under Kyler Murray, so right there in there, but huge deal for him. So that's a really big deal. It's hard to wrap your head around that much money.
Absolutely, that is so exciting. Well, we'll be right back after this break with more. NASA says it's ready to roll on a test flight to the moon, and a date for launch is set. NASA says it's now a go for August 29th. The Artemis 1 lunar mission on a 30-story rocket still has more checks to go. Launch dates could be moved based on weather and other factors. If the trial is successful, future missions will be manned. Astronauts could be on board by 2023 with a long-range goal of studying the moon for human habitation. All right, that is
quite exciting.
Yeah, how interesting.
What's exciting in the weather-wise, or the weather department, is we have a cold front moving down from the north and west, and that means we might finally be seeing the light at the end of the tunnel on this heat wave with temperatures above 100. And looking at some of the later data, it looks like the temperatures on Friday and Saturday may actually be a little bit warmer than we thought earlier. So it looks like we could see cooler temperatures there on the forecast. And if we advanced on, you can see near normal temperatures. Can you believe it? So as we start August, it looks like we're going to get closer to normal around here. But the good news is we might get some rain as well as this front drops down from the north.
I'm interested to see if the thunderstorms have any effect on sports. So Danny, what are you thinking?
Hopefully not, because the Outlaws fell tonight, but they have a few days to regroup before Tuesday. So
yeah, it's going to be hot, unfortunately.
Okay, well, at least there's no rain, because that's a playoff game. That one is needs to happen. So
all right, well, I'll be praying for him. All right, that's our time for now. Remember, we're always on at KOAMNewsNow.com and with the KOAM News Now app. Thanks again for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Salon service is provided by the Wild